If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or fire us off an email at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, Episode 8. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
Jay, in case you can't tell by this sweat pouring off me,
oh, I can tell.
There's still no air conditioning here. So
yeah,
it's hot.
So what's the game plan so far? Now, are you just sweating it out for the rest of August? Isn't that what you told me, or how's this going to go?
Unfortunately, the game plan. Yeah. Jesus. So our new AC unit's been ordered, and then it'll be in the middle of the month sometime, and then the guys that actually come and install it can't do the first install until the end of the month. So come August 29th, we'll have AC again. Otherwise, it's going to be 86 and sweaty down here in the studio.
Dear God. And so what are you doing? Like, what is the keep cool plan at the Nolan household so far?
Well, for tonight, that's a Tito's on the rocks with a twist. And then I have a pre-frozen Tito's on the rocks with a twist for a few minutes from now. I have a nice icy cold low-carb Monster. And last but not least, making its return engagement is the big-ass water.
The big-ass water. Which would, normally you wouldn't have big-ass water. Now this is like a...
No, water is like the anti-awesome.
Right.
But that is a necessity not to die this evening. So that is the game plan for tonight.
Nice.
So you'll have to excuse me as I wipe sweat from my sunburned brow every now and then. Well, I guess we'll kind of hop over in the show. We are still looking for someone to give us an intro for the show. Looking for some 30 seconds, really just simple. Tool to Play presents Still Got Game. Something to that effect. You can say our names. You don't have to. Either way, we don't care. But if you can hook us up with something like that, we will send a prize your way. Whether you're an Xbox gamer, PlayStation gamer, PC gamer, we'll find a prize in the prize bag for you. And on that, we will hop over to feedback from last week's show. Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Marcus comments. I enjoyed listening to your breakdown of the Ouya sales numbers last episode. I, too, was an almost purchaser and was glad to see I chose well. Love the show. Keep it up. So, as a refresher, last week one of the news stories was about the developers and how much money or lack thereof they've made from their Ouya games. There were some dismal numbers there, huh, Jay?
Yeah, it's pretty. But nothing I think that we didn't expect to see, which is, I guess, sad in and of itself, is that we were like, man, these are going to suck, and then they did. I mean, anyone that's been watching the reviews or seeing what they've, what's been coming out of the internet since the Ouya's launch could pretty much, I think, gather with that information that it's not going as smooth as it should be. So yeah, no surprises there. None.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. All right. Also, Iron Fist comments. I can't believe you guys canceled the show last week because D Smooth had no air conditioning. He should have just put on his big boy pants like the last episode and worked through the heat. Seriously, though, I love the show, and I hate when there isn't a new episode for me to enjoy. Kudos. I put on my big boy pants.
And to be fair, it was just as much me as it was Derek, because Derek was like, do you want to do a show? And it was like that pleading. I could tell over the phone that it was like he was just wanting me to say no. But it was like, hey, do you really want to do? I don't have air. If you want to do the show, we can do the show. What do you think? I was like, well, clearly this is not going to be. I feel like it's not going to be a safe environment. And now you're manning up, though.
I'm manning up, but it's still not a safe environment.
It's not safe.
I'm just dying over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not safe. You can have a stroke at any minute. Just keep the coolness flowing. Drink that water. Yeah. Meanwhile, I've got some beer, and that's all I need, because it's a nice 70 degrees in my condo right now. 70.
Oh, that's how it's supposed to be here. That's what our usual temperature is year-round, but this is not quite that. It's 86 or so. And these studio lights probably heat up a degree every 10 minutes. So, good times.
Good times.
Last but not least, Crime Doer comments. Crime Doer just totally fucking ratted out his special move of doing crimes, but Crime Doer comments. Came across this show via Twitter, and I'm glad I did. I'm too young to join your site, but your show is funny as balls. Hopefully I can get on Twitch for the live version next week. Unfortunately, this comment came in like a week and a half ago, so maybe he tuned in last Monday and there was no show.
Yeah,
So
we lost a viewer already.
If you're here, crime doer, say something, or who knows, you might be out doing some crimes.
Yeah, well, if you're a crime doer, you've got only one thing in your mind, that's doing more crimes. Everyone knows that. Yeah. That's what crime doers do.
Somebody's got to do them.
Someone's got to do them.
Might as well be the guy whose name is Crime Doer.
Wow.
All right. Well, if any of you have feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And quickly in site-related news, last week we launched a new show on Tool to Play. It is Immature Interviews. And Tiff had Signal Studios on last week. For episode 1, they were talking about their game Ascend New Gods, the free-to-play XBLA game. She's looking for suggestions for developers to have on future episodes of the show. So definitely hit her up with your ideas or suggestions. PM her on the site. You can find her on Twitter at Electrify, ELEKTRAFI. She's on Facebook under Tiffany Electrify Nolan, Tiffany Elfie Nolan, Tiffany something Nolan, Tiffany Nolan. But you can find her any of those places. So she's definitely looking for someone to talk to in future episodes. But the first episode came out great. What do you think, Jay?
I actually, because I was at work, but I came back and saw probably the majority of it. The last, more than half of the last bit. It was really, really good. And, you know what makes a really good interview, too? Not only Tiff's questions, but the developers were super open. They were just a great pair of dudes. It wasn't like you ask a question and there's that, long silent pause, or the worst, which is, we can't answer that right now. That was really nice.
If you had somebody from Xbox Hardware.
Right, if you had a guy that maybe was a part of building the new Xbox One who just said nothing for an hour and a half. But no, this was the actual information. They were passionate about the game, and they were there, and they wanted to really talk about the game. And that's what I love about these interviews, and I think more and more developers are open to this sort of thing. This is their job. They work on them for years and years of their lives. So it's cool to get them, in a booth and talking to you about the games that they love. We did something similar with Natural Selection and a couple other video games a couple years ago, and those guys were great. I don't want to call them indie either. They're a little bit, I think, more advanced than an indie company, but
they're just smaller devs.
Yeah, smaller
especially
devs.
These guys doing a free-to-play game. The incentive is there for them to tell people why they want to play the game.
Yeah, I find that those guys are much more open and much more dynamic. And they're ready to sort of explain. And really, it's because when these teams are really small, they know every facet of their video game, as opposed to these larger companies. If you were to talk to a dev, he might say, oh, well, that's not really my department, or I don't know because I don't work on that. I'm not an art guy. I'm not this guy. They know every facet. So it was really cool to see sort of every little nook and cranny of the game. Great job. I can't wait to see some more of these. Tiff did a fantastic job. So, yeah, good stuff.
Most definitely. All right, and we'll do our weekly segment. This will be the third time we try this. We have our random live podcast giveaway. Once again this week, we're going to try to give away a code for Torchlight 2 on Steam for the PC. And people do suck at Name That Tune, but this week we made it a little bit easier. And it will be the first person that can reply in chat with the correct answer. So here's this week's Name That Tune.
Sounds like a Sony game. No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
What we're expecting is the exact name of what that was. And if you recall, perhaps in the last episode, we told you the exact name of what we were looking for. We told you the answer this week because you all sucked at Name That Tune so bad.
Which is sad.
Yes.
Very sad.
So, and Tool to Play personnel cannot win. But they will get theirs some other way.
Look at Blue Steel. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Gregorian monk temple fighting. I feel like that's an acceptable answer. I seriously feel like that's
Gregorian monk temple fighting. That does.
I mean, that is on target right there. That is good stuff.
Yes. All right, and I guess on that, and you have to the end of the show to answer this correctly. I'm just looking for the name of the track, so please let us know. There were some awesome hints perhaps in the chat if you're already in there.
This is true.
So on that, we will jump over into what we're playing. Joel, Dude, I Rock Albert, what have you been playing this week?
I'm playing Tropico 4. It was one of the pickups from Steam that during the Steam sale, for the summer sale. And I actually used to love Tropico, so it was one of those purchases that was more nostalgia-based than anything. It's actually a really good game. It's what I thought SimCity should have been. It's got that mix of Civilization and SimCity. So I've been playing that. A little bit of Cities XL, which is like a SimCity simulation game. And then, of course, the World of Warcraft. But I haven't even had time for WoW. I've had a busy schedule. I haven't. If you notice, we didn't have a show on Thursday either for Thick and Thin because things have been pretty thick and not so thin over here. So
yeah. I did notice that.
Yeah.
And that was well played, by the way.
Thank
well
you.
played.
What have you been playing?
Well, I played a little bit more Borderlands 2 last week and played a little bit more Halo 4. That's pretty much the routine these weeks is just 2 or 3 nights a week, sit down with Tiffany Electrify Nolan and my good buddy Mr. GBMS. We play through maybe 3 or 4 hours of Borderlands 2. Then we switch out for some Halo after Tiff goes to bed.
And you still having fun with Borderlands even now? I mean, it's still fun?
Oh, it's better than ever now. So
really?
It is certainly it's a blast. And we haven't even got to the DLC yet. We're just on that second playthrough. And
wow.
Just with the sheer number of golden keys that we've got from Randy Pitchford now over the last year, it's just like anytime you're back at Sanctuary, it's like, I'm going to open it 5 or 6 times to get my purples. And it's awesome.
Nice.
So we're all having a good time.
Nice.
All right. Well, I guess on that, we will hop on over into the new releases. And there's no major new releases out this week, but we will cover a downloadable gem that's coming out this week. It is a multi-platform release known as Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. And this is out on XBLA, and it's coming soon on PSN and Steam. This is a brand new story-driven action-adventure puzzler from Starbreeze Studios. You work your way through the game controlling 2 different brothers, each with certain abilities, and they kind of complement one another. The big twist of the game is that it's a single-player co-op game. Yeah, you heard me right. Single-player co-op. Trying to wrap your head around that. What you do is you control each brother independently, one with each thumbstick. So you're moving one independently of the other, and half of the buttons on the controller do actions for one of the brothers, half do the actions for the other brothers. So this method, as opposed to like a traditional co-op, is something that they were really pitching, and they said, they had some questions that said, why don't you guys just do this as a co-op game? They're like, no, this is how we're going to innovate, is by doing it this way, like a single-player co-op experience. The game looks beautiful, the gameplay's fun, it's dynamic. It's a real gem from the XBLA Summer of Arcade this summer, and it's a good way for them to lead off the promotion. It's been getting rave reviews in the high 8s and high 9s, actually. And it's going to be 1,200 Microsoft points. You can't go wrong with this.
At least it's an interesting type of gameplay. It's nothing that I would pick up. I'm now. It's weird. I'm kind of swamped with these one-off games because of the Steam sale. I've bought a lot of these like $3 games, $2 games. So I don't really have time to like invest in any of them, and that's the problem with the Steam sale stuff. It's like I ended up buying almost 12 games. I don't know when the fuck I'm playing these games. Just like. There's so many choices.
Knows. That's the beauty of the Steam sale.
Yeah, you look at my desktop right now, and it's just like all these icons for all these games. And I literally come home from work, and I'm like, I want to play a video game, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna watch Netflix. I don't know what to choose. Just gonna watch Netflix. Fuck it. That's what I've come to. That's my gaming right now. But yeah, it seems like a cool game. It's a different concept. I like it.
Yeah, and the art style is really nice. It's a nice tight. It's got kind of that cartoony but video gamey feel to it. I'm really looking forward to checking it out. So, and beauty of Xbox Live Arcade is that you can pull down a demo for anything for free. So, come tomorrow, or when you listen to this, it'll already be out. If you're not on the live stream tonight, definitely pull it down. At least check out the demo, see what you think.
Good deal. I will.
All right, and I guess on that, to move the camera off me so I can wipe my sweat, we'll hop over into gaming news. First story.
Derek needs air conditioning immediately. This just in. I mean, it is ridiculous. First story. The International 3 begins. Prize pool over $2.8 million. This is huge news. And it just kind of shows Valve's commitment to the esport. I mean, this is crazy money. So Valve's International 3 Championship for Dota 2 kicked off this week with a prize pool worth $2.8 million, the biggest for any single event in esports history. And this is GameSpot reported this on Saturday. The event began on August 2nd with a 1v1 solo championship and a wildcard match. The roster for the solo championship and the upcoming All-Star match were chosen by fans using the Compendium, an interactive tool that rewards players with virtual item drops. This is genius, by the way, for predicting the outcome of matches. Each purchase of $10 for a $10 compendium contributes 2.5, so $250 US dollars to the prize pool. So they're funding the prize pool through an interactive tool that the people that are going to watch the games use, and they get rewards back through the video game. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Valve writer Ted Kosmaktka, I'm going to butcher that like hell, tweeted that the International had 400,000 concurrent viewers. This is insane. During its first day. Riot's Season 2 Championship Series for League of Legends peaked at 1.1 million concurrent viewers last year, making it the most watched competitive gaming event of all time. So Valve's getting up there because League of Legends is still kind of the MOBA king. But that's pretty good showing. The International's main event begins August 7th and will conclude August 11th. So this is a big deal, but I mean, what do you think about this overall?
Well, you're right. The way that they're funding this prize pool is genius. So this was $2.8 million on Saturday. So who knows what it's at today? Because I looked last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday, it was $2.6 million when they first opened it up and gave the numbers. So that was, who knows, we could be up over $3 million right now. Definitely, it's already the biggest prize pool in esports history. It's only going to get bigger as this goes on. And the fact they only had 400,000 viewers on the first day, this is like the 1v1 solo and this wild card match. When you get to the big shit, like the actual main event begins on August 7th. From the 7th to the 11th, I guarantee you these streams are going to push that 1.1 million number and knock it out of the water.
I have to agree, and this is to me is brilliant of Valve because there's one thing that Valve has that I think League of Legends is close, but the one thing that Valve has that they don't is really deep pockets, and they're leveraging their own deep pockets as a company, but they're also doing this thing with how they actually generate their money. These two things together are brilliant because what it's going to do is gamers are going to go where the money is. And viewers are going to follow. So if you want a professional gamer to play your game, the best thing you can do is offer them a fuck ton of money. You're only going to get so far in League of Legends for it being a great game until gamers say, hey, I mean, we're making 500,000 off League. We can make 4 million off of Valve. What do you think they're going to do? I mean, obviously, if your job, your day-to-day life is to play video games and be kick-ass at them, you're probably going to go where the money is. And the difference is, sometimes I see companies do this. They throw a shit ton of money at a prize pool to get more people interested in their game. It's a great idea, but the game generally sucks. And it's not enough money to push that threshold that makes it worth it. But Valve we have to remember, this is where Dota came from. This is where MOBA really came from anyway. You're talking about a fantastic game company making a fantastic game that they know everything about through one of the makers of the original MOBA. I don't know. I mean, this is fucking genius to me. Love it. Absolutely.
It is. These guys are going to keep pushing each other. I guarantee it. And it's not like you're taking Halo and you're trying to get those competitive players to play Call of Duty, like two entirely different types of first-person shooter. These games are, for all intents and purposes, the same fucking game.
Right. Yes.
It's literally carbon copies, change the map. Now, granted, Dota 2 has some new things. Like if one of your towers is getting destroyed and it's about to go down, you can actually turn around and destroy your own tower, and then they don't get the gold or any of that stuff that comes out, or experience that comes from destroying it. So that's kind of a new gameplay dynamic. But for the most part, all these games are exactly the fucking same. You got your 3 lanes, your top, mid, low. Right. Like it's not rocket science. So at this point, players are going to go where the money is. And I think that Valve really has stepped it up here. This compendium method of getting people the people that want to watch it to get something out of it and fund the prize pool is pure genius.
It's fucking genius. It's one of those things when I read it, I was like, man, it's so brilliant in its simplicity. I play a game that I already love. I want to watch the guys that I love playing that game I love. All I have to do is pay money, and then I get shit for the game that I love to watch the shit that I love to watch. It's like, Fuck.
Oh, they probably would have paid the $10 for a random awesome drop anyway.
Totally. I think that's what it comes down to. The fact that this $10 could be, gamers have watched VODs for $10. People used to watch. I don't even know if MLG is still doing this, but they had their pass for what was it, $10 or $5 just to watch Halo, just to watch it. If you tell them in an FPS series, not only can you watch Halo, but maybe you get some skins out of it or whatever. I think more people would do this. I think you're going to see companies really latch onto this to fund their prize pools, to fund. Obviously, it's not even just the prize pool, but it's kind of a cyclical thing. You put money in, that attracts more gamers. More gamers come, more viewers come, so they want to watch more games. Blah blah blah, and it's just a snowball effect. So, bravo! This is fucking genius. Love it.
Well done, Valve. Well done.
All right, so next story on the list, and this is also. I think pretty cool idea. EverQuest Next, which is the next, if you couldn't tell from the title, the next MMO that's coming out of the EverQuest series. They're going to hit up with something called EverQuest Next Landmark, and SEO goes all in on user-generated content with this. And this is from Gamasutra. We've known for years that Sony Online Entertainment is working on the next MMORPG, EverQuest Next. But until Friday, the company was keeping a lid on promising any new EverQuest game that relies heavily on user-generated content. Now, EverQuest's next Landmark is a free-to-play, world-building MMO slated to arrive this winter and will incorporate many of the same world-building tools that we've seen from developers, like in Minecraft and all that other stuff. So they're going to take all of the developer tools that they have that they're using for EverQuest Next and effectively put those tools in the hands of the players. And that's going to effectively make it like a Minecraft for their MMO. It's really cool shit. So it goes further than the normal Minecraft-inspired way, as player content can be considered for the actual upcoming game, EverQuest Next. So this sounds a little confusing, but you've got the Landmark game, which is really just there to build the puzzle pieces to the game that is yet to be announced when that date is going to be released, which is EverQuest Next. So it's a little confusing, but yes, you have a tool.
The names overlap.
Yeah, the names overlap, so it's a little weird. But basically, you're going to have a tool available in winter to build shit for the game that's going to come out whenever it's ready.
And it's because it's MMO. They can just keep. It's not like your content has to be ready when the game comes out. They can just keep being like, "Oh, you got some good shit. We'll
put
take
it
that
in.
and monetize that and put that in."
That's brilliant. So at the live-streamed fan event in Las Vegas, EverQuest development director Dave Gorson said that the upcoming EverQuest game will incorporate the Player Studio, which is the user-generated content model that's already in use for regular EverQuest games, EverQuest 2. Under the program, players will be able to create items, put them in a digital store, and collect royalties off the sale of these items. Brilliant! While EverQuest Next's existence was no surprise, the SOE showed off an impressive dynamic MMORPG. The game has been in development since 2009, but SOE said that almost 2 years ago it decided to totally rethink the game. This was sort of that thing where they were building it forever. They got to a point where I'm assuming it was in an alpha state, and they said, you know what, guys, this is bullshit. We fucked up. So they wiped the slate clean, and they started over, which is always a good idea. Releasing a shitty game is never a good plan. So key design elements include multi-classing, as in there are no levels, destructible voxel-based environments. Players have the ability to permanently change the world, emergent AI, and a choice-based consequence-driven experience. So you make a choice, and that has a consequence later in the game. EverQuest's next release date is officially unannounced, unfortunately. But what do you think this Minecraft meets WoW sort of scenario that they're doing? Because they used to be the big dogs. So is this that next level MMO for you or no?
I think what they've done, this is another genius thing, because I remember 2 years ago at E3, this was one of those hot appointments that people were going to check out, and then right after E3 they scrapped it and they went back to the drawing board. I think part of that has to do with the popularity of Minecraft. So they said, you know what, some people, like we have people on Tool to Play, these guys just sit around and they fucking make stupid shit on Minecraft all the time. Like I'm logged in playing like real skill games, and I see like 4 or 5 guys on my friends list. All they do is sit in fucking Minecraft.
That's the LB crew. LB loves that shit, bro. He's into it.
So you might as well make this douchey shit and get paid for it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Second Life, but not completely plotless and gameless, really.
Right. I actually love this. I think this is the next level. We've talked about this a long time ago, and it's a reoccurring theme. But what World of Warcraft is what they call, it's an on-rails MMO. It's a theme park MMO. It leads you and guides you to certain events that you then play, and rating and all these other things. And they collect their $15 a month from you, and you expect them to keep delivering you content. That's like the agreement you make with a game like World of Warcraft. I'm going to give you $15 a month. I expect that within the next 3 or 4 months, you're going to give me shit in return, and that's where your money's going. What they haven't really mastered, and what EverQuest was back in the day that made it so popular, was the sandbox MMO. And that's the MMO where it's an open world and anything goes, and the content is what you do when you're playing it. Like, you create that content. And they never really mastered that, but I think this could be the bridge that MMO players needed to really make a game like EverQuest or an MMO like that, the sandbox MMO, really become popular. Content driven by the player base, and players have proven that they can create some really fucking cool shit. And then if you tell them you can make money on the hours and hours they spend building a map or a raid boss, that's incentive. Yeah. That's what we always needed. Just give me a reason to sit in my basement and not go out on a date, and not just grab a Cheetos bag, grab some Mountain Dew, and sit in my basement for 4 or 5 hours at a clip. At least I'm getting paid. Right?
I'll keep paying you my monthly sub for a chance that I'll get paid for what I'm creating.
Right. No, yeah. I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to see what they do.
And that choice consequence system is one of the few things that Star Wars did really well. Yeah. That was one of those things where, depending on how you played through the game, certain characters, if you killed them at the beginning, they weren't there at the end, and they might have been there for someone else. So
yeah.
I think that's a nice twist that they're adding in here too. So I think they did a good job where they were going with this and trying to make an MMORPG that was different from everything else that's out there.
Yeah, I think you get that feeling that they're probably headed down the theme park MMO World of Warcraft deal. They saw all the MMOs coming out on the market trying their damnedest to do something different and failing, frankly. And they said, we've got to fucking have some balls here and change the game. I mean, because these guys people forget, these guys really are, they're the original popular MMO. Yeah. They are before Warcraft. If anyone knows World of Warcraft, they copied everything that EverQuest did. The only difference is they made it easier. That was it. They made it easier. So these guys know their shit, and I'm definitely willing to give them a chance. Yeah, for sure.
No, me too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Last story, and this is near and dear to both Derek and my heart because we love the company so much. We want to see them do well.
Totes.
The Ouya CEO is offering store credit to unsatisfied Kickstarter members. This is via joystick. So, unsatisfied contributors to the Ouya's Kickstarter campaign may request, get this, a whopping $13.37 credit for the console's Discover store. This is you might as well piss in my face. But Ouya CEO Julie, Ehrman, I guess is how you pronounce it, revealed in an email to backers this week. So Ehrman's email acknowledged that there are, of course, late shipments, missing controllers, it's kind of a big deal, and delayed responses from their customer support as missteps during the console's launch. Ehrman offered the credit in an effort to do more than just tell you how much we appreciate you. Because clearly, if they appreciated you, they'd probably give you a controller or maybe pick up the phone when you called. But hey, what are you going to do? Kickstarter backers should check their inboxes for this message and click the emails included link to request the store credit. And the hits just keep on coming. How do you feel about this?
I got this email over the weekend.
Oh, did you?
And I read through and because obviously I was a Kickstarter person.
You're all about it.
This went out to everybody, whether your shipment came early, late, on time, and basically the email said, we know we made some missteps during the campaign, and some of you didn't even get your consoles until they were already available in stores. But if you feel like we let you down in any way, you can click this link and get your code for. And the email title was Elite Subscribers, which is why the code is for a $13.37 credit, 1337, obviously.
Oh, dear God.
So I can't think of anyone that wouldn't click this because I'm pretty sure nobody's happy with the Ouya.
Right? Yeah.
So I did this. If nothing else, I'll buy $13.37 worth of stuff from the store. Try out some games that I would not have purchased anything on this thing.
Right.
And then we'll put it right back in the same part where it's never turned on, just sits in the
shameful corner
under the TV.
Yeah. Shame it from afar. That's what
Exactly.
you do. I feel bad at this point.
It's definitely not enough. If you think about the number of people that supported Ouya, this has to be a huge amount of money they're giving away.
Definitely, yeah.
But because they obviously still have to pay the developers as if you really bought their app.
This is
so
true.
If their take is 40%, like we learned last week, that means they still have to pay 60% of this back to the developer. So for every $13 they're giving you, that's what, 13, 26, 52. So you're talking 80 some odd cents that they still have to pay for every dollar to the developer.
And always with a scenario like this, though, their hope is that like you never click, you never pay, like you've already just fucking written it off and you don't even care. So I say, if you really want to show Ouya that you do care, spend this money, right? Spend it. Yep. Fuck them over. Do what you got to do. They deserve it.
Yeah, if you feel fucked, fuck
back.
That's exactly how this works.
That's exactly how it works. Got to get out there and spend that money, people.
Yep. Spending my night.
All right. Well, we're moving on. This week's What the Fuck story. This is an interesting one. Sad a little bit, but it's okay. China celebrates the People's Liberation Army with glorious missions online. This is a new game that anyone can play.
Wow.
Yeah. On Thursday, the People's Liberation Army released a video game commemorating the founding of a powerful group developed by Giant Interactive Group. The game, revealed by a Reuters reporter, is called Glorious Missions Online and lets players put on the uniform of the PLA as it defends the contested islands of East China Sea called Diaoyu by the Chinese and Senkaku by the Japanese. Yeah, I know. Can you tell I'm American? I think you can. The first-person online action game lets players fight against the Japanese forces and yell patriotic phrases like, "You will not violate our sovereign territory," and call the invaders "Guzi," which is a derogatory term for Japanese occupiers during World War II. Oh, love it already. Other messages flash up on the screen as players fight Japanese forces like, "The Guzi are coming," and "The Guzi have been obliterated," when the mission has been completed. The game is being developed by Giant Interactive Group, a company that operates a number of popular online games in China, including ZT Online, ZT Online 2, Ellsworth, and Alids Online.
All those sound like gems.
They do. They're just like, mwah. I've been subbing for years. A spokesperson for Giant Interactive told Reuters that the military fully supports the game and wanted to give Chinese citizens a game that celebrates Chinese military. The military was 100% behind this game, he said, rather than playing the same foreign games like Call of Duty and being American Marines shooting Russians or whatnot. Chinese can actually play as Chinese soldiers. So first, are you getting this game? And what do you have to say about this game, by the way?
This is insane. This is like a Chinese like racism simulator.
Yeah,
almost. It's like
definitely.
It's like there's one thing about taking campaigns in games and having you fight bad guys. Like there've been a couple games in history like that one where you played as or even the one mission in Modern Warfare 2 where you played the terrorist side and you had to go through and shoot civilians. Those were all super controversial. Here's a whole game where not only are you're doing the bad guy thing, but there's all kinds of racial slurs in there. Like, it's one thing to call Nazis in the game, like, oh shit, the Nazis are coming, because that's what they fucking were.
Right.
But to do this would be like, it'd be like if you had a Civil War game and they used the N word in the game.
Right.
And there was a white guys being like, oh look, go. Like, it's not right. You can't do that now. Like, we're above that in society.
Well, apparently they're not. This is a revolution.
This is China, yes, where shit's fucked up all the time.
Craziness. It's man, I can't wait to get this game. So how do you feel about this? What,
James? This story has me saying, what the fuck?
Seriously, what the fuck?
It's quite the gem. That's a good
It's a gem. It's a good one. It's a good one, yeah. Well, leave it to the Chinese to give us a great story. You know what I mean? If the Chinese aren't building a game like this, they're having people like locked in a room for 48 hours playing video games, pissing themselves, and then dying. Or having what was the one we had? The father, had to like kill off his
the virtual hitman.
Yeah, Chinese. I love them. You got to keep these guys in here because they give us a job. They keep
at
us
some
motivated.
point, we should go through and pick the percentage of stories from the What the Fuck stories that were based out of China.
You mean 95%?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere around there.
Pretty sure.
All right, on that, why don't we hop over into the mailbag and voicemails? Altius asks, as we move into the next generation of consoles and day one digital downloads become the norm, how long do you see physical media hanging around? Will you two be making your purchases? Will you two be making your purchases primarily digitally or via physical media? I'll let you go first, Jay.
Well, this is what I think about this. Originally, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would say the digital media will be out within the next 2 years. What I've come to realize with this whole Xbox One debacle is that consumers are fucking retarded. And they will rally against things that even if they're in their best interest, they will still think they're not. And they'll say, I want it the old way. Give me the physical media. I'm going to trade it with nobody because I have no friends and I'm lying to myself. Do I wish that we'd go this day one digital route? Yes. I don't care if I pay $60 for a game and I don't play it in 2 or 3 years, whatever. I spent the money. It's already gone. So I would love to tell you that this is going to be out in a year. But given what we've seen and the way consumers have reacted to this, even though it's been a part of Steam for the last fucking 5 years, I don't know. I really can't say. I wish it would be.
No. We know that digital downloads are coming from both consoles
We
from
know.
day one. All titles
yes,
day and date.
we know. But will consumer now? My thing is, will that attachment rate be the same as it is with Steam? I'm hoping that consumers will, once they get the opportunity, realize, this is a great thing. I don't have to wake up at fucking or get out, leave the house at fucking 11:30 on a Tuesday to pick up my new game, PM by the way. You sit in your boxes, you wake up the next morning, it's already downloaded on your console, and you play the game. This is the way it should be. We're Americans. We need to be eating Cheetos for that time. We can't be out there.
You stay up till
exercising.
midnight and start playing your game at 12:01.
There you go. Good to go. I don't know. So I'm hoping it will be sooner rather than later, but I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, see, I got confused. I reread through the question. So I guess it's kind of a two-part question. What do we think will happen with everybody, and then what are we going to do? So I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I'm
I know
not
what
buying discs anymore.
No, I'm done with discs. I've been done for forever.
I would much rather never get off my couch. Just
Yes.
switch games. Boom. New game. Boom. New game. Boom. New game. Fuck that. I don't need to go up, push a button. What is this fucking, not the Jetsons?
Exactly. Exactly. Every time I want to do that when I get a digital download, I just want to shout America. Every time. Just I'm switching the game, America. You can't force me to get up.
Get off the couch.
I refuse to even look. And you know what? I want the Kinect to work, and I want the Kinect to sense what I want to play. I don't even want to verbally say it. I want to be like, I kind of want to play. Oh, we know what you want to play. It's Halo. And you're like, oh, dude.
We've switched already for you.
Yes, exactly.
Thank
That's
you,
what I
Kinect.
want.
Thank you for being badass.
All right. So I think we've solved that issue. But the problem is, I don't think people are all on board with us. They want to hold it in their hand. They want the
Those
tangible.
people are
goods.
idiots, Jay.
You're damn straight. They are. They don't. And those people
Well, I guess
also don't.
those are the people that really want to take their $60 investment, and then when they're tired of it 2 years later, they would really like to get that $2.50 for it. And I can see why, because
Right.
that's totally less than the gas that it took you to get to GameStop.
Exactly. Everything about it makes complete sense, except for none of it makes any sense at all.
Nope.
All
Fuck
right.
that.
I refuse to rant anymore.
All right. Well, if any of you have feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooledplay.com. You can also comment on this episode thread on the on the Tool to Play homepage. You're going to see Still Got Game Episode 8. Boom, click in there, comment, let us know what you think. Sponsors, still looking for some. 773-527-2961, podcast@tooledplay.com. Tell us what you're selling. We'll tell you what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it for you. You'll pay us. Boom, done. Now, before we get into the very end of the show, I'm going to remind you that we had a contest going on yet again. All we need is for someone to type the correct name of this track into chat. It may have already been typed by someone that's ineligible to win. I'll even give you that hint. So here's your last chance for Name That Tune right now. That should be enough of a taste. If you don't have it, you're an idiot. Well, I actually told you the exact thing to type in the last episode. I said, next week's Name That Tune, since you're all idiots, this will be the answer. And you just have to type it right after it plays. That's all you had to do. Like, one of you. Like,
anyone
in chat, you were all here.
You saw it. You fucking saw it. We can't. This contest will never. It's impossible at this point. It's impossible.
Oh, this is retarded. But we're getting close.
Minute.
That is. We're just missing maybe a game title in front of that answer.
It's like watching paint dry.
All right. We wait for someone to type this.
And you're ineligible.
Yes, LB is ineligible, but he might be hinting.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Someone will win.
Helios.
There we go.
That is a correct answer.
Yes.
So, Helios 16, we will message me on Twitter or DM me on the site after the fact, and I will get you off a code for Torchlight 2 on Steam.
Good stuff.
And speaking of where to reach me, you can Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, god of everything that's holy, and the person you need to talk to if you've just won a contest on this vidcast, am at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And I am at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
All right. Also, Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. If you prefer to contact me about your winnings on Facebook, I'm at Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
And I'm over at Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
Also, please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Tell people we're gods. Tell people that you won the hardest contest ever on episode 8 of the vidcast. That you just love us. You can't get enough of us. You can't wait till the next week's episode. You love to tune the live stream. You love to listen to us on whatever you download from iTunes. You love to go to youtube.com/Tool to Play and watch the reruns after the fact. It doesn't matter how you got us. You just fucking love us, so let people know that. Right, Jay?
I love it. Absolutely love it. Get off your asses.
All right. Exactly. So join us each and every Monday night, live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/Tool to Play. And I guess on that, we will wrap this episode up. I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock, Albert.
It's all about the Mjolnir mix. Wow. That was
brutal. I love it when it's hard to give away free shit. It's like, I want to give this to you. I'm trying desperately to give it to you. You just don't want it.
Like, maybe the beginning where it's like, oh, like, maybe that part's hard, but once you get to this fucking rockin' part, like, there's no excuse once you get to that part.
No,
that's
really
fucking
not.
insane.
It's really not.
Especially where the answer had been given. But I am glad that you've won, Helios. That's good shit.
I feel like they were trying to not win on purpose. I felt like it was literally they were trying to sabotage themselves, even knowing the answer. Those are the people that listen to our show. It's great.
Well, I got 1 million copies of Torchlight 2. I got one for Tiff, and she's like, I got the answer.
I want to give one to Blue Steel just because I feel like his answer was so good, even though it wasn't correct. Gregorian monk temple fighting is the most accurate, I feel, of all of them.
That is.
I mean, that was like...
Maybe I'll hit Blue Steel up with one, too. But definitely get in touch. And contact me via any of the methods or just PM me on Tool to Play. I am obviously D-Smooth. And I will get you your code that you can type into Steam, and the next thing you know, Torchlight 2.
I bought Torchlight with real money, and it was worth every penny. That's quality game.
And it's multiplayer Torchlight, unlike the first Torchlight, which was also awesome.
Yeah, Torchlight did a good job. I think Torchlight is everything Diablo 3 should have been, and it's from the original Blizzard North team, correct? Isn't that how...
the Runic Games people? Are they from Blizzard?
Runic Games is the defunct Blizzard North, who actually originally built Diablo. That's a little fact for you guys out there, in case you were wondering.
Dropping bombs.
And that's why it's so good. Because it's by the guys who made the game that you originally loved, and then you bought Diablo 3 and you thought, oh, it's Blizzard, but no. That is not Blizzard North. They don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Sadly.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who works on it, but I know that their PR and that team is awesome. Wonder Russell over at Runic Games, thank you for all these Torchlight 2 codes.
Yeah, they're good people. Good people, good games.
It's just good people.
Just good people. This is my thing now. I'm like, the AAA companies, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some good games coming out of it, but these guys are creating, now we're seeing for the first time ever, like indie, I use that term super loosely, but quality AAA-like games from smaller studios. It's fucking awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the beauty of these people coming from big companies to small companies and saying, hey, you know what? You guys are fucking going to lay off people left and right. We'll just leave and we'll do our own thing.
Take the fucking money and make something better. I don't know if you've seen this Metro game. It's only on PC. It's on Steam, but it's like...
Metro Last Light?
Yeah, it's like literally made by like 3 dudes in Russia, and they didn't have enough money to even pay their like phone bills. And it's like AAA quality FPS. I bought it. I bought it on the Steam
Metro's
sale.
good shit.
It's fucking unbelievable.
I've got that game.
You really?
It's one of my many Steam games.
Do you play any of those games?
No, I got tons. Like I think I have like 250 hats in Team Fortress 2. I can't remember the last time I played that.
To be fair, I haven't either. And I like Team Fortress 2, but it's, I don't know. I'm not into it like a lot of other people are. It's good. It's not great, though.
I just want the shit on my console. You know, I love playing games on the PC, but at the same time, if nowadays, like, there's certain games that keyboard and mouse, there's still no substitute for. And I'm fine with playing MOBAs that way. But you know what? Consoles now have caught up as far as shooters go. Just fucking give me all my shooters on the console. Call it a day. And I know people are gonna say Team Fortress 2 is available on the console, but it's not the same. It gets less frequent updates. It doesn't have all these add-ons. Just open it up. Fucking open that shit up.
I'm telling you, bro, that's the Steam box. Soon, my friend. Soon.
Nope. And then we'll add another thing to the list to buy.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I can edit this nice short episode, even though
how long is that?
I kind of cut things short when it's really hot here.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like you really push through the show when when it's 115 degrees.
Well, now I'm reaching equilibrium, which is funny because now, like, I'm not dripping with sweat
like
I was before. It's just as hot.
Right.
My body is just like, we're about to die. Stop sweating and save that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like I literally have stopped sweating. I don't understand. It is like so much hotter in here than it was like when I was dripping and like you would cut the camera away from me and I was like,
oh no, I tried to, believe it or not, I was trying to be compassionate. And I would get to a point where I'd see like you were pouring sweat and I was like, I better cut away and have a really long speech about MMOs right now. This is Jay's speech time.
I don't know if you cut away until the delay catches up.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't know.
Yeah.
I need to signal in some way.
I was dying, but literally now I am. This is dry as a bone, which I may be dying. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the sign that like you're about to die from heat exhaustion, where all the sweat leaves your body and you start seeing hallucinations. I think you're probably.
I'm all out. There's nothing left. There's no sweat. Like I don't even understand this. Like,
Christ.
Cool winter day.
Wow.
Either that or I'm completely losing my mind, or both. Yes.
Or both. Yeah.
So I'm going to edit the fuck out of this, and this will be up on Wednesday morning for those of you listening. It'll either be up on iTunes. It'll show up there at 4 in the morning. If you sync your device before you go to work, it will be there for your car ride. Otherwise, sometime around 7:30 a.m. Eastern, it will be on youtube.com/toolsplay. You can watch this video in its entirety. You can zoom in and watch my sweat actually form. And then that point where it got at some point mid-show where I could feel it was like a little waterfall coming off my.
Well, I would see the glistening. Eyebrow. That's when I knew it was like time to cut away. And I was like, wow, he can't even view through those eyeballs because it's just sweat pouring. I should probably pan out.
Like I took my empty vodka glass and I was down here below the frame and I was just like catching it.
While also cooling your balls. It's fantastic.
Oh, yes, it's fucking hot. But now I'm going to go upstairs where it's 81 degrees.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's going to feel cool,
which
is going to be even more awesome.
Great.
So I'm going to be like, wow, it's fucking AC up here.